Support for Greater Chattanooga is provided by the local office of UBS Financial Services and EPB.
Con Nooga is a multi-fandom convention that has a little bit of everything. It's not just the Star Trek, Star Wars that a lot of people think it is. Everything from Doctor Who to raves to anime.
They're a nice escape from reality. These are all the ribbons I collected, and then I also had ribbons that I gave out. I started cosplaying in 2010. I always liked playing dress up on Halloween, so it's kind of an extension of that in a more grown-up way. So I like to go and hang out with all my friends and show projects I've been working on and things like that. I have been going to conventions since I was in college, and I always loved looking at all the different costumes people would make, and I thought, oh, that would be cool. A lot of being a cosplayer is being a pack rat and having a lot of different things.
My Scarlet Spider-Man.
This will be technically the third time.
These are basically Nerf bullets, a Nike band, thread, and metallic spray paint.
First time on the convention floor, second time at the nighttime at the choo-choo.
And they go around each of my ankles.
Last year I got a little bit more into costuming. So last year I actually went back for the con itself. It's really fun. It's a lot of people with like interests. And I mean, you can go dressed as Spider-Man and just hang out with a bunch of people and no one judges you. It's a good time with a lot of really nice people. Just go into it, just find something that you're interested in, find something that you haven't done before that you want to experience, meet people, and have a good time.
It's gonna be really fun. What's up, Pikachu's?
The day at the convention is getting to the choo-choo, checking out a few of the panels. X-Men.
Come on, where's my Spider-Man?
Spider-Man. Going out to hang out with a bunch of people and still getting to do that in character.
Oh, the swords. Huh? Yeah. That's awesome.
It's a really great atmosphere. It's so free, just do what you want to do and have fun, as long as you don't do something too stupid.
This was such a great idea, I said.
And the first part is getting up and getting ready, dealing with wigs, if you're wearing a wig for a costume. So wig cap, styling the wig if you haven't already styled it, putting the wig on, making sure it looks right, then the costume.
I have way too much wig.
I am running panels today, so I'm really excited to see all the people that are going to come out to talk about Doctor Who. I liked how Capaldi was very much not the sort of, happy-go-lucky doctor that we had with David Tennant. Local cons are great because they're smaller. I feel like I can do more and move around more. When you're going to a convention like Dragon Con, which is like 50,000 people or more, it's very hard to move around, especially like in the heat. Everything is line con. You're standing in line for so long, whereas at a local con, you can pretty much walk in and go to any panel you want.
We ran out of room at the choo-choo. We'll always be true to the choo-choo because they've always been so good to us. I think we have plans for next year to expand even larger here at the Convention Center.
One of my favorite actors from one of my favorite shows is going to be there. Nicholas Brendan, played Xander in Buffy. I'm definitely going to be meeting him.
How interesting is it to take creative control of a character that you did play?
I think a lot of writers, being an actor, it's well, I have to say the words, so it's like, well, I'll be going over and I'm like, how would Xander say this line, Yeah. And it's just a weird kind of backwards way of talking sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last year I went to a drink and drive in Biggle races. Never thought I'd be doing that.
When somebody screams go, these dumb are gonna chug a beer. Then they go. Drive, drive, drive!
The room parties at Con Nooga are one of the most fun things to go to, like just really unexpected things. People just doing really fun things. Oh my God, yes!
Then in each room is its own separate party. So it's all crazy, epic awesomeness.
Where are all the princesses?
I don't know whether I'm going to shrink or grow.
With a bunch of people dressed up in costumes running around drunk. It's just really awesome people that have really cool interests, and they express them.
You may not be a geek coming in, but you'll be one by the time you leave because you will find something here that you love and you'll want to keep coming back. We're turning more and more geeks in Chattanooga.
Movies are becoming cool, games are becoming cool. Just, it's a really good time to be a nerd.
If you enjoyed this episode and you want to see more of the series, subscribe on YouTube to be notified when new stories are available. Thanks.